Hi everyone, and welcome back to my series on how to make an action RPG in Godot 4. This will be the first of a few episodes on melee attack. In this first part, we will look at how we can create the first attack animation for our player. And now let's get started. First, let's create a scene for our sword. The root node should be an area 2D, so we can use it to handle collisions with the slimes later on. We also add a collision shape 2D and then a sprite. For the texture of the sprite, I will just use the one we also used for the collectible sword earlier. And now let's save the scene. Next we add a rectangle shape to the collision shape 2D. For a hitbox like this, I prefer the rectangle doesn't cover the sword exactly. Instead, I leave a small border free, and I also don't cover the sword's hilt. It can also be easier to set everything as you like if you put the sprite higher in the scene tree than the collision shape, so the shape will be drawn on top. Please feel free to experiment with the shape both now and later to see what you feel fits your game the best. When we later place the sword on the player, its position will be based on the origin here. This is also the position it will be rotated around. But I want the sword to be rotated not around the middle, but around its hilt. To make sure we can do this, we move both the sprite and the collision shape a bit up, so the scene's origin is now at the sword's hilt. Okay, now let's add a sword to the player. We could just click and drag the sword directly into the player scene and make it a child of the root node. However, to make it easier to change weapons later, we will first add a new 2D node to the player scene and call this weapon, and then add a sword as a child of the weapon node. Now we can easily rotate and move the sword by only manipulating the weapon node transform. If we want to add another weapon or tool later, we can then just add it as a child of the weapon node and reuse the animations we will set up in a minute. Now we can start to create an attack animation for the sword. Open the player's animation player and create a new animation called Attack Down. I'm just going to show you a simple animation in this tutorial, but you can really do a lot of fun things with it. So remember to experiment on your own. First, I'm setting the snap to 0.1 and the animation length to 0.2. And then I'll just quickly zoom in a bit. For the first frame, I want the sword to be rotated so it's pointing a bit to the right and a bit down. So rotation should be 120, I think. But instead of animating the sword directly, we will only use the weapon node for the animation. Again, this will make it easier to swap weapons later on. So make sure you have selected the weapon node, set rotation to 120, and then add this to the first frame of the animation. For the last frame, I want the weapon to be rotated so it's pointing to the left, so rotation should be 240, like this. Please note that I'm setting the last frame of the animation, and not the middle one here. Now we can play the animation, and it looks fine for a first attempt. But to make it stand out a bit more, I also want to move the position of the weapon. For the first frame, I want it to be a bit to the right and a bit up, and the same amount to the left for the last frame. And in the middle frame, I want the sword to be pointing down and the position should be just below the scene's origin. We also want to make sure that the correct player sprite is shown with the animation. So let's add that to the first frame as well. We can either just use one of the regular down-looking sprites we use for walking, or we can use this attack sprite that is also included in the sprite sheet. Or maybe you have something else on your mind. That's also fine. Okay, now we have our first attack animation ready. So let us create the animations for the other directions in the same way. For the attack up animation, I'm trying to just make it look like the down animation. And of course also move the sword more up. For the left attack, I swing the sword and move the sword more to the left.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
And again, try to make the right attack look the same.
Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Flying, get on board.
If you like, you can also use both the base sprite and the attack sprite for your animation. Try it out and see what you like. Now that our animations are done, let us see if we can get the player to swing the sword when we press an attack key. First, let's go to the input map and add an attack action. And add a key event to it. I think I will be using the space key to make the player attack. Let's go to the player script, and in our handle input function, we can check if the attack action is pressed. And then we need to activate our sword here. Let us just try to play the attack animation here and see what happens. But before we do this, we need to know what direction the player is turned. To do this, we first add a new string variable to the script called last anim direction and initialize it to down. Then, in the update animation function, right after we play the walk animation, we then set the last anim direction to be the direction. And back in the handle input function, when we've activated the attack action, we then play the attack animation based on the last anim direction. We can see that the sword's position and rotation is being updated. But the animation isn't really playing. So let's go figure out what went wrong. If we look in the player script, we can quickly find the problem. Here at the top of the update animation function, we stop all animations if the player isn't moving. And if the player is moving, then we play the walk animation. So our attack animation never really gets time to play all the way through. There are a few ways to fix this. One is to create a state machine. And what we will be doing is actually also a very basic type of state machine, but we won't dive deeper into that until another video. So for now, let's just create a new Boolean variable called isAttacking to the script and initialize this to false. After we play the attack animation, we then set isAttacking to true. We then await the animation finished signal and then set isAttacking back to false. In our update animation function, we then start the function by checking if isAttacking is true, and if this is the case, we return from the function and therefore never change the animation. Now before we test again, I just want to take a quick break to tell you a few exciting news. First of all, I finally created a Patreon page, so if you like my work on this channel and want to support it further, go check that out. I currently have 3 tiers and a few rewards, but I will also add more later. Secondly, we also finally got our Discord server up and running. So come join our little community if you like to chat about game dev, need help with your projects or the tutorials, or just want to show off what you're working on. I have left links in the description to both the Patreon page and the Discord server. And now let's go back to the rest of the tutorial. Okay, now we finally got our sword animation working correctly. This is so much fun, I think. But there's still one thing we need to fix. Currently, the sword is shown all the time. But I really think that we should hide it when we are not attacking. So let's go back to the player script. And after we set isAttacking to true, we also set the visibility of the weapon to true, and then to false after the attack is over. I also feel that we've added a good chunk of code here that handles the attack state. So let's refactor a bit and move this into its own function. I'm calling this new function attack, and after we have moved all the attack code, we then have to remember to also call it when the attack action is pressed. Let us test again and enjoy our work. This looks really cool, I think. It's a very good beginning to our melee attacks. But from looking at it here, I think you can agree with me that there's probably a few things more we can fix. One of them is how the sword is shown in the attack up animation. I think it looks a bit weird that the sword is drawn on top of the player. So as an assignment, I will ask if you can find a way to fix this by changing something in the animations. And that is all for this episode, I think. If you have any questions or just want to chat about game dev, then you're more than welcome to join our Discord server. The link is in the description. Bye!